Hello there, fans of Gigantic, and welcome back to yet another new video where we're going to look at Roland. And I know in my previous video I said that I'm not going to look at Roland or Kadir or the new maps because we're not sure what state they're in, right? But I did see that the official social media channels have posted both the heroes and the maps, so I figured that I will make new videos of these and go through them and hopefully help you guys be more ready for when the game launches, so which is pretty soon, so be ready for that. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. But yeah, today we're looking at Roland, who is a ranged damage dealer. He was actually in the original game for a brief time. Actually, it was quite early on. Really fun hero to play, quite agile, and they removed him. I think they wanted to rework him or something. Can't remember exactly, but he pretty much has the same kit, so I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, they've updated the model and everything, so I mean, yeah, it's all good. So yeah, let's get into it, I guess. The main weapon Roland uses is a blunderbuss, so shotgun. You can build it for ranged, which we'll get into, but the two like already finished builds that you can pick from is one high single target damage build, so where you get up and close to enemies and dish out a lot of damage with your shotgun, basically. And the other one is a more like defensive build, if you feel like you don't want to be, you want to deal damage, but you don't want to be in the thick of things. You want to stay away. You want to hit some skill shots. You want to lay traps and stuff like that. So let's just head into this and look at some abilities and stuff. So left click, as always, is your basic attack. Now I'm holding down my basic attack here, so you can see it's got quite a delay when firing. I deal a lot of damage because all my pellets hit, so gotta make sure that I stay somewhat close. It's got decent range though, even when it's not upgraded, so I think it's quite good in that sense. And then yeah, as I mentioned, you can go for a single shot, like skill-based thing, like Beckett or Imani. Like I want to hit consecutive shots and get more damage that way, or I want to be able to chase people down, or maybe initiate even, which is quite interesting in a ranged character. So for this video, I will go with my shotgun because I really like that. So we're gonna go with attack speed, so I will attack faster. And I can buff myself together with my drone, which we'll get to. But in the Gnosis video, I talked about how bleed is important. Like, it's really good. So I'm just gonna go bleed for this. So now when I walk up to Gnosis here, I'm firing way faster, and it applies bleed, and it deals a ton of damage, as you can see. This is probably the one I will use the most. If I feel like I can hit my shots, I will probably use the other build at some point. Alright, the next ability is a Bolas, essentially a trap. So you put it down on the ground. It will be here for about 4 to 5 seconds. If enemies run into this, they take damage. Now, and also, yeah, they just take damage. When it's not upgraded, this is important to remember, because just taking damage from this, I'm going to try and put this in a decent spot. Just taking damage from this. Okay, here. So Gnosis walks into a trap. He's not going to be slowed. It says right here, this is important, on direct hit, slow enemies. So if I hit him, he's now slowed. Now you can upgrade this. Of course you can, but you can upgrade this. So, oh, well, when it triggers, we can do more nasty debuffs. Or, no, I want to reduce cooldown. I want to have this as a skill shot with my shotgun. So if I use that, and then I stun them, that means that I can actually be a better initiator and control things a bit more in the fight, where I can like actually do this and basically interrupt the enemy and like do a lot of predictive stuff, I suppose, in a way. Yeah, controlling the fight more, and it's gonna be great with initiating, as we'll see soon. The next ability is the drone, an attack drone. Now the drone is not active when you, like by default, like you have to call it in, and it will hit enemies near you, but you can tell it what to hit as well. So if I just press Q here, now it's just shooting Gnosis because Gnosis is the closest. Now it will automatically change, right? So now it's firing with this Motiga, or sorry, yeah, the adult Motiga. But I can tell it that if I'm standing here and shooting this one, I can tell it to shoot that one instead. So you can override the target every time. So now you can see the square here. Now it's just targeting this. Okay, now shoot this one. So you can keep changing as much as you want. And upgrading this is quite interesting because you can make the drone a whole lot nastier. Or, for example, if I'm doing this build where I'm like, I want to be a more initiator, team fighty version, I could go, okay, well, I want to buff my drone more, and not only that, I want it to attack more targets. So you can see what happened here, right? I can no longer tell my drone what to target. Like, it will shoot anything close to it, and it shoots, yeah, anything, right? So you can see now it's shooting all these at the same time. Extremely strong, and yeah, I mean, you can see the health was dropping, so it dropped quite a bit, but we did buff him, so he should be okay. Has a, it doesn't have too long a cooldown if I remember correct, so it's not too bad, but yeah, it's just gonna attack these enemies. It's capped, of course, so you can't like attack all 5 enemies, but it's significantly more, right? And it's on tank here. It's just going ham. Let's keep going. Alright, let's look at the next one, which is the grappling hook. We were talking about, I mentioned that very agile hero, very fun hero, and you know, the kit is really, it synergizes really well, which is, I mean, quite common in all the heroes, but this one is very fun in that sense, probably due to this ability here. Yeah, you pull yourself to the, you know, where you're aiming essentially, and yeah, allows you to be really crazy mobile, but you can also shoot it at your enemy. So if I just do this, I'm now dealt damage, interrupted the enemy. Oh, it doesn't actually deal. Oh, I have to upgrade it. Yeah. I need to remove that. That was the old version. Interesting. But yeah, you can pull yourself. Like I said, you know, initiate. I mean, you don't have to aim at an enemy. Like you can just aim at the ground or whatever. Literally everything. You have a pretty decent range on this, so you can pull yourself up like this. It's kind of crazy. It's a visible wall up here, so please fix. But yeah, it's a very nice escape, but also nice issue initiator. Like you can go in, kill people, or you can go in and like stun them with your Bolas, right? And like really kind of crazy in a way. But I think like something like this is what I would like to try out at first. So upgrading this is all about, you know, how do I want to play, obviously. And I feel like for this build, I want to go like shock, because we want to we don't want to dish out more damage, and especially since I upgraded my drone here to attack multiple targets. It would make sense for me to go full on shock, which means that when I go in and apply the shock, it will apply shock to everyone else, right? So you can see now it's a very brief circle around Gnosis, but I can now go in, apply shock to everyone in range. My drone is attacking 3 targets, and I can stun the main target and deal with him, and I can now use my focus in a really nice spot. So the focus here is really, it's a very basic but really, I guess, fun ability, because it deals a knockback as well, or rather pushes enemies. So it does a short charge up, and after that it fires a massive like shotgun blast. Essentially it deals a ton of damage and pushes enemies, and also applies burn now, which is interesting. I think, or maybe it always did that. Yeah, in that case, you know, you could go in, stun, and do like a ton of damage, and then just basically hit maybe a whole team. Like you can even tell, like you have the cone here. It's pretty narrow, but I mean in a team fight, you can definitely pull that off. As you can see, it pushes enemies quite a bit. So when you're playing maps that have, yeah, like for example, Ghost Reef, right? Pushing enemies. We talked about this in the previous video, where you can push enemies off the map. And you know, they can't do anything. Well, unless they're playing Roland, or if they have some sort of, you know, Charnock or Beckett or Wu. I mean, there are a few heroes that can save themselves, but most of the time, people just fall off. Right? You cliff them, and it's a lot of fun to do that. So. Yeah, that is essentially that is Roland in a nutshell. It's really, I like how many options you have on Roland. Like, you can even mix things up, right? It's up to you, but having synergy with your bots. Do I want to be initiator, or similar to when we talked about Taito, for example? Taito's amazing at chasing. He's an assassin, right? But chasing down enemies, he's got like crazy movement and like able to just catch up to people. I still feel like Roland is also a good option for that, right? You can chase people down. It's almost like a ranged assassin in a way. Oh, one note on the grappling hook, or a few more things. When you miss with the grappling hook, initially, it actually incurs a cooldown, or like you get a extra 2-second cooldown. So if you're too far away, it's not gonna do anything. It's also it's a bit like finicky. I wish it worked in kind of a different way, but you don't really have, like, it's better nowadays, right? But I would like to see a more momentum-based thing. They have improved it quite a bit though, so when you grab a ledger like this, I'm not pressing anything, the character will automatically jump up and then forward. So you try and, because you want to have momentum when you use your grappling hook most of the time, so you really want to be able to, but like, yeah, you get stuck, that happens. You can't really do like a swing, you can't do Spider-Man stuff, basically, so yeah. Yeah, that is pretty much Roland in a nutshell. I can't wait to play Roland in an actual game. It was a lot of fun back in the day, and just playing around with the kit feels like, I've been wanting to play him ever since he was removed. I had a ton of fun. I probably have some old clips somewhere of him. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun to play. I mean, the game is coming out soon, so yeah. But that is it for this video. I will see you guys for the next one, which will, I don't know, if I do them in order, it will be Kajir, which is a new assassin, which looks very interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see if that one, if I like that one more than Ramsey. We'll see. You guys take care. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the next video, huh?